This is Radio Nepal. I am Dela Prasai with the news, the headlines first. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda says true practice of reward and punishment fosters good governance and prosperity. Deputy Prime Minister Narayan Kaji Shrestha says least developed countries LDCs are in need of huge investments. Communication Minister Rekha Sharma stresses policy-level legal and structural reforms for expanding telecommunication services, and dozens of schoolgirls in Iran hospitalized after suspected poisonings. Now the news in detail. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda says the true practice of reward and punishment in itself is form of the state affairs and governance. Receiving a report of the High-Level Commission on Salary and Benefits at his official residence in Balwatar yesterday, Prime Minister Dahal said the basis for good governance and prosperity could be prepared only from the best practice of reward and punishment. The government had formed a three-member high-level commission in last August under the coordination of former Chief Secretary Lilamani Paudel for reviewing the salary and facilities of the government officials. The commission was also assigned to furnish recommendations on the basis of the country's economic condition and its spending capacity. On the occasion, Prime Minister Dahal said that the report of the High-Level Commission shall be helpful in charting out upcoming policies of the government. Likewise, Prime Minister Dahal also shared that the government was in the final stage for the formation of the High-Level Administration Reforms Commission. Deputy Prime Minister Narayan Kaji Shrestha has said the least developed countries, LDCs, are in need of huge investments. While addressing the LDCs summit in Doha of Qatar yesterday, Deputy Prime Minister Shrestha stressed that such investment was in need of green and resilient industries, education, health, science and technologies, and agriculture. He further said LDCs need robust social security and resilient health systems for protecting and securing the well-being of the most vulnerable groups of our society and for developing and utilizing human resource potentials. Likewise, Deputy Prime Minister Shrestha mentioned that LDCs need inclusive and effective institutions for better governance at home as well as at the global level. Minister for Communications and Information Technology Rekha Sharma has stressed the policy-level, legal and structural reforms for developing and expanding telecommunications services in the country. Addressing the Silver Jubilee ceremony of the Nepal Telecommunications Authority in Kathmandu yesterday, Minister Sharma directed the concerned authority to increase the quality of the telecommunications service. The Communication Minister also urged the Nepal Telecommunications Authority to utilize states' available resources to upgrade people's lifestyle through information technology. The Communication Minister also asked the authority to make an action plan for the construction of telecommunications infrastructures and effective delivery of telecommunications service. The government has made it compulsory for the tourists visiting Nepal to have a tourist guide with them when they go on a trek. Nepal Tourism Board Director Maniraj Lamithane said the decision would come into effect from the 1st of April in 2023. Till now, tourists get free individual trekker permits as the board issued Trekkers Information Management System TIMS cards from the outlets permitted by the Nepal Tourism Board. The board says the individual permits increased risks to tourists, and even rescuing such tourists at difficult times got complicated. Now the Tourism Board has increased the rate of TIMS cards to 2,000 rupees per person, provisioning only one type of TIMS for all. Senior Nepali Congress leader Ramchandra Paudel says it will be his major responsibility of safeguarding constitution and democracy as the head of the state. Taking the national news agency in the lead-up to the election, leader Paudel said the support from the 8 political parties and public opinion would help him win the election as the 3rd president of Nepal. Nepali Congress leader Paudel is in the presidential race representing the 8-party alliance, while Subhash Chandra Nembang of the CPN-UML is also contesting for the same post. The presidential election is taking place on the 9th of March. CPN Maoist Centre Vice Chairperson Krishna Bahadur Maharaj asserted that his party did not fall in trap of the Nepali Congress. He said the Maoist Centre rather chose to collaborate with the Nepali Congress to defend constitution and republican system as well as to complete in remaining works of peace process. Addressing a program in Katari of Udaipur yesterday, leader Maharaj assured that Ramchandra Paudel, the common candidate of 8 parties, will emerge victorious in the upcoming presidential election. CPN-UML chairperson and former Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli has said intellectual struggle was necessary to defeat wrong thoughts. At a Central Committee meeting of the Nepal Intellectual Council organized at Kathmandu, Bhaktapur yesterday, Chairman Oli complained that the UML was attacked from all sides while trying to do good for the country. UML Chair Oli also urged intellectuals to show the path of change and transformation to those heading in the wrong direction. CPN Unified Socialist Chairman Madhav Kumar Nepal has said that elimination of corruption and irregularities is an urgent need. Speaking at a program organized at Gothagar yesterday, Chairman Nepal said that a time has come to direct country towards good governance and development. The former Prime Minister viewed everyone in society should respect each other and foster the culture to move towards prosperity and good governance. You're listening to Radio Nepal 8 AM English News Bulletin. We continue with the international updates now. Dozens of Iranian schoolgirls across 5 provinces have been admitted to hospital in a suspected new wave of poisoning attacks. According to Al Jazeera, hundreds of cases of respiratory distress have been reported in recent months among schoolgirls around the country. The illness remains unexplained and Iranian officials believe the girls may have been poisoned. Dozens of students were transferred to local hospitals for treatment, the report said. On Friday, Iran's President Ibrahim Raisi said the suspected poisoning cases were the enemy's conspiracy to create fear and despair in the people. A provincial governor in the central Philippines and 5 others have been shot dead by an unknown gunman in the latest attack against local politicians. Police said 6 suspects are carrying rifles and dressed in uniforms similar to those worn by the armed services entered the governor's home in Pamplona town and opened fire. According to Al Jazeera, Royal Degamo, provincial governor, and 5 others were killed in the shooting. Police said in a statement on Saturday that the conditions of the hospitalized victims were unknown. Degamo 56 is the latest to be targeted in the Philippines. Long history of attacks on politicians and is at least the 3rd to be shot since local elections last year. Now, the general weather forecast for the country for today. Forecasting Division says the weather is likely to be partly to generally cloudy in the hilly areas of Koshi Province, Gandaki Province and Karnali Province, and partly cloudy to mainly fair in the rest of the country. Kathmandu's weather report now, maximum temperature of 25.9 degrees Celsius and minimum temperature of 12.7 degrees Celsius. With this news, we have come to the end of this bulletin, but before we wrap up, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda says true practice of reward and punishment fosters good governance and prosperity. Deputy Prime Minister Narayan Kajishrestha says least developed countries, LDCs, are in need of huge investments. Communication Minister Rekha Sharma stresses policy-level legal and structural reforms for expanding telecommunication services. And dozens of schoolgirls in Iran hospitalized after suspected poisonings. Well, that's all that we have for this edition. Our next English news edition is at 2 in the afternoon. You can also listen to us online at our website www.radionepal.gov.np for more news and online programs. Stay tuned, stay safe, and have a good day.